Hello, hello, hello. So, today is Tuesday, and yet somehow I honestly thought it was Wednesday. So as you can guess, I am slightly out of touch with what is going on, because somehow I thought it was another day, and so all day I've been doing stuff, and meetings and worky things, and well, I honestly I thought it was Wednesday. Um, I seem to start this at every stream. I am so tired, my friends. I am absolutely whacked. But we are here. We are here to make lace. Um, and here it is. So this is where we got to yesterday. We did a really stellar job yesterday, to be honest. Let's not pretend that we didn't. Now, let's put you over there a little bit. Kind of don't need you. Where is the one that have I hidden it? Yes, I've hidden it. There's the one that we repaired yesterday. So you look all happy and shiny today. Glue has set. So that's a thing. But we have more bobbins with basically no thread on. So we need to wind on some new. Sorry if I'm a little bit quieter today. As I say, I'm kind of feeling very second-hand today. That's okay. I can cope with that. Snip. I nearly said parsnip then for some reason. It's got the word snip in it and it's close enough. For some reason that didn't work. Oop. I need more pins. So as a forewarning for those who are not British, they are talking that basically in 2 weeks' time we will be under a heat wave, and they're talking of 37 degrees. And Italy, not here, but we are not far behind it. So, if that comes to fruition, I may just not, because I'm already hot. It's already warm enough. And that's when it's supposed to be 20 something, so If it gets to 30 something, 37 degrees out there, it's liable to be nearly 40 in here. And as a result of no air conditioning and only little fans, well, got my gym fan I could go and get, but then you'll never hear a word because it sounds like a Harrier taking off. I mean, it's very good at helping keep the air moving and it cooler and all of those kind of good things, but you won't hear a darn thing, and you certainly won't hear the bobbins overnight. So with all that in mind, I may have to sleep it off, frankly, and try and sleep through the whole ordeal, because that is definitely not something I want to be doing in a hurry. So let's make it a bit longer. That. Can't be right. They're not the most precise holes. Doesn't surprise me. Quite lined up where I'd expect. And then I jog the tape really out of the line that I needed it. So, how are you today? That's the question. So it's been a long day. Don't really know why. It just has. Trying to encourage some people at work to actually do kind of what they're supposed to be doing. I think that's why it's so much hard work. It's a bit like having children. Tidy your room. But Mum, I've done it for so much. You've moved 3 things, love. It's hardly tidying your room. You do the rest of it. But I have, I cleaned everything. Not by everyone else's standards, dear. Yeah. It is, it's exactly that. It is the... But I moved everything. No, you moved the same thing 23 times. You didn't move anything else, you know? Again, to pick up tickets. They've had the training on, and so far in 8 months haven't done any on, so trying to get them to do stuff, and not just the stuff that they want to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all only want to do the stuff we want to do. You all know that feeling. That's boring. Yes, yes it is. Seems to have a habit of running that way. I don't quite know why. One, two, three, four. Lots of loose ends. I'm finding lots of loose ends when I grab my bobbins at the moment. Because they've kind of come slightly unwound. But to be honest, it's not like there's a lot of thread on a lot of them. See, that was supposed to be 4 bobbins, yet somehow I managed to pick up 5. And I swear I counted them. I'm losing my marbles, people. This is not funny. This is distinctly not funny. It may seem minor, but when you know you did something and it's still not done, it's quite disturbing. drizzling outside. It's not raining, but it looks kind of damp at the edges. I'll explain why it's so humid. Wouldn't be my stream without the daily moan about the weather, would it? Or that I'm tired. I mean, if you've been coming here a while, you'll know that this is normal. So, windy wind. I have to order some more of this. I doubt it. I probably will. That's what we need. Pin. Has she been quiet today? Quality people. So, as quality people, is my avatar not talking properly anymore? Has she stopped? Or has it just been, I'm not talking loud enough, I'm not talking loud enough? Okay, that's alright then. As long as you're all alright, that's all that matters. Let's do some music, shall we? Let's click on the thing and go boring music, more interesting music, and we shall play sounds a bit loud. Actually, that's definitely too loud for me. Right, now I turned it down for me. I I can turn it back up a little for you. There you go. There you go. And you have to tell me what you think of the picture, if it's too loud or not loud enough. Good. Because I don't, I want you to be able to hear over the top of it. But at the same time, no one likes it when it's kind of like, can I hear something? Is that my imagination? That's okay, Bailey. That's okay. It's nice to have you here, sweating away as we are, you know. I don't know if you've heard, but they're talking 37 degrees in 2 weeks' time. So, I don't know about you, but I might choose to sleep through that, given a chance. Yeah, that was kind of my take on it. Yeah, they're talking London especially, so that's more your direction. 37 degrees. It's going to be 35 or so here. And yeah, fuck that shit. Basically, 11th of August is going to be the peak of it. So there you go. Book your holiday, days off now to lie in a cold bath. Yeah. Oh, lucky you. Now, do not get me wrong. These dudes are not the world's most reliable people, but yeah, I'm off the end of August, not the beginning of August, which is a bit annoying. Pretty much. You will breathe in, sweat out, by the sounds of it. Yeah, It's just not going to be pleasant, that's for sure. I mean, no offence, we Brits complain when it's cold, we want it to be warmer, but we didn't ask for this. Yeah. I mean, low mid-20s with not too much humidity, you know? Is that really so much? Right now, I'd much rather it was 18, 19 degrees. And I know people go, oh, that's a bit cold. It's not really, you know? It's not actually that bad. It's... Compared to... I mean, it's already hot in here. I dread to think. Alexa, what's the temperature on the downstairs thermostat?
The downstairs thermostat temperature is 23.5 degrees.
So it's 23.5 degrees here in my house. And yet, it's only supposed to be 20 outside. So, yeah. When they're talking of 37 kind of outside, it's going to be cooking food in here weather, you know. I got the bank holiday week off. Cheap week and all that. This is the kind of problem I was having in my bag. All I'm doing is this, by the way. I'm not doing anything. I'm just winding cotton onto the bobbin. I'm not going with any particular length. I'm just putting some. Times like this, I wish I was retired. And I'd sleep through the hot of the day and do stuff at night. A bit long, but ow! There's a sharp end. sure I just saw lightning there. Backache, people. I swear a lot of it is the weather. Do I have 8 bobbins left or whatever it is? 2, 4, 6, 8. I do. Blimey. I haven't lost any. Makes a change. It's just too hot. The doggies are happy because I got rid of the cool mat that I put out for them, which they don't use because they're arseholes, and have returned it back to their normal fluffy softness bed. All I've done was put the cooling mat on top, and now they're on it, so that's a good thing. So that now I get to keep an eye on them. Right, so you have nothing, you have nothing. You're a random piece of string, as are you. I feel a lot of these are borderline not worth the effort. That's pretty close. Just not going to get very far, but there we go. I'll do that one. So let's tie knots in all of these. But in case you were wondering, remember I said about how the colour comes off? If I put those two next to each other, you can see, even though I haven't zoomed in, because the camera's not working, how much darker that looks next to that. It is not a trick of the light, my friends. It is grey. The colour has rubbed off, despite putting a bit of layer of varnish on. Obviously, I need another layer of varnish, so... I mean, it doesn't rub off, as in, if I rub my fingers on it, it doesn't seem to come off too much on my fingers. But it does, obviously, come off on the very white thread. Now, it might wash off, who knows. But when it comes to making curtain, we really don't want naughty threads populating the board with badly stainedness, so we will revarnish between tests and the real thing. Probably a couple of layers, to be honest, just to make sure. That didn't work. I don't really want to have to stop mid and revarnish one and put another layer on or something. Oh, stop being annoying. Go through the hole. This is worse than playing drunk tennis. Got an end that won't go through a hole. It'll go anywhere but. There we go. Twisty threads do have a life of their own. And it's very hard to explain. Oh. Alexa, fan on. Just gonna poke the buttons. Hang on. Pretty sure it had a remote control. Move, dog. Could have sworn I bought ones with a remote control. There we go. Actually, having now got up, my bladder's more full than I thought it was. We're quite away from the thing. Let me be right back. There we go, back again. Let's move you four. Can't even put you. Let's put you there for a minute. Right. Got to put straw on these. Right. Oh, the sigh from the dog. Dear Lord, dog. Anyone would think you've been doing a job all day. It is very true. There is no bigger sigh than a dog who's done nothing all day. And is settling down for his 25th snooze. Really there, then. But Amy, if you didn't rack it up, it would be more comfortable for you. You do this everywhere. You scrape and you maul it around, and then you're miserable because it's lumpy. You just lay down on it, and no, you don't have to trample the grass. The couch is already flat, yes. Hello. Small round brown dog alert. Ooh, nose. Hello. Hello. What? Are you hot too? There's lots of water for you in the kitchen. There is. Actually, you're not that hot. Your stomach's actually reasonably cool. So you're doing all right today. Yes, you are. Don't be telling me you're not. It's my nose. Yes. Thank you for licking my glasses. That makes my vision just so much better. Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, you're tired. Oh dear. Oh dear. Are you overworked too? Why, what did you do all day? I seem to remember you slept. You did. You did sleep all day. Pretty much. You got up, you came downstairs and you snored. Then you moved a little bit and you snored. Then I had a meeting and you snored. Then you went outside for a wee and then you came back in and you snored. I remember a lot of sleeping on your behalf. Something that I only admire. The opportunities. Or can I have a dog's life? Do you want to trade for a day? Actually, do you want to trade for a couple of weeks? You'll be in charge of the banios. You would. Go lie down. Go lie down, little one. Because she's not, she's usually too skitty. It's very hard to say no when she actually wants a hug. Because she doesn't normally sit still enough to get one. No, you don't. No. You don't, do you? Oh, dear me, how many yawns can a dog do? Very yawny dog. Very yawny dog. Sleepy dog. Yes, you are. Sit there. See, your problem is you won't just sit there while I do this. You'll squirm. Yes, there you go. Don't you grumble at me, young lady. Excuse you. Oh, what did you just say? What did you just say? What did you just say? Was it rude? I bet it was. If you related to me, I bet it was. Bet it was. You've had your dinner. Don't look at me with that tone of fur. Right. Now, you two meet up for this. For all of our bobbins are now alive. Yeah. Pretty sure that was dog for this. Yes, I know that the couch has blood on it. That's mine. Yes. Have you only just noticed? I lost quite a bit earlier. Yes. It was my own fault. Amy, you're not helping, little girl. No. You is not helping. What? You don't need to be sprayed because you're not 1,000 degrees. No, and you hate it. What? You're a good girl though. Mostly. It's very difficult to do this with one hand though. I need to point that out. And there's like people trying to watch. There is. There is. Yes. Off you go. That's a good girl. You lie down. There you go. She really is little blue smarty dog. Every year the vet kind of, because obviously they have yearly checkups, but they'd go more often if something was wrong. But they go to the vets every year and they kind of go, oh, she's a little bit thin. And it's like, dude, if you have any idea how much I fed that dog, you wouldn't be saying that. She eats twice as much as her brother. She just doesn't sit still long enough and burns it all off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's do this one. Oh goodness, dog. Stick. Put the scissors back. Right. Don't need you for a minute. 1, 2, 3. It's you. Why does that only look like 2? 1. Why does that only look like 2 from here though? Oh, it's because it's dark, that's why. It's playing hidey-hidey. It's definitely raining outside. My patio's now wet. Amy! There seems to be a pigeon outside. God help us all. Hey, neck kisser, how you doing? Well, that's a good thing. Fair enough. Sometimes I think that's a good thing because it means that you're not sitting there going, oh God, I've got to do, I know. A friend of mine worked filling tubes with paste. I'm sure her degree was so necessary for this. And you know, if you're sitting there going and your job is to screw the tops on, really, you know, if at least if it kind of moves around a bit and you can't guarantee what you're going to be doing, so tomorrow, depending on, you know, the order you get there or whatever determines what you've got to do today. At least there's variety, which, you know, can be a huge blessing, to be honest. Even in you know, I'm all for a dull, repetitive job sometimes, don't get me wrong, but on my terms. Oh, I love this song. Okay. Ah. For months, this song haunted me and I couldn't think what it was. All I could think of was the opening riff. Yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Pat the middle out a bit, I think, really. I think that's what we should do next. not sure you're the right ones. No, you need you. Let's do you first then. Now we can do you. Excuse me. are you? Excuse me. Doesn't seem right. No, because you should have gone through here. Well done. Out in 3 minutes. Yeah. One of the things that people find quite surprising is that I don't have a passport. Now I left the country as a kid, but as a kid you fly under your parents' passport. And although I flew in the middle of my GCSEs, I haven't left the country since. So basically, ever since I've had a job, I don't go abroad on holiday. In fact, I don't go on holiday. As a rule, I've been on holiday like 3 times or something. I don't go on holiday. And, well, you don't need a passport then. And, to be honest, it puts a lot of people like me in an awkward position because my last employer decided to do the you've got to prove that you have the right to the work in the UK thing. Fair enough. Show us your passport or birth certificate and I was going to say P60, but I don't think it is your P. It wasn't a P60. Some letter from the taxman. But the letters from the taxman actually physically state on them, this is not a proof of ID. Or that you have right to work. It's just proof that you have worked in the UK. And, you know, at the age of 53, we do not live in some form of 1940s communist Russia. I am not expected to produce papers at the end of every road. So, to be honest, I don't know where my birth certificate is. I'm sure it's around somewhere, but Off the top of my head, no idea. And they got really upset. Well, you'll have to give us your passport. I don't have one. Well, that's all right, you can give us your passport. What part of I don't have one? And I never did actually give them my passport, so... it is kind of frustrating because... it's not that I disagree with having to prove that I've got the right to work. But when you haven't left the country in the best part of 37 years... and I was born here, why would I not have the right? So yeah, I wasn't upset, but what I did get frustrated with was that, you know, now here's the best bit. Why did my employer ask for proof? Oh, well, because they upgraded a system a year or so before, and they didn't check, and it had lost them. So hang on, you lose my proof because you've ticked the boxes saying you've seen it, which is interesting considering. Well, they also claimed they had a passport in my married name, which of course was not true. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Something's not right here. Right, you are... So you are not twisty. You're a pair, but you seem to be on your own. So you have a friend somewhere. Is it you? Take you three out because it's one of you. It's going to be you. Which makes you a pair. Do you know what? I swear I could hear voices. And I'm not normally that way inclined. I pounce. I didn't twist them. Oh, never mind. We're not practicing these, so basically to it all. Won't kill it. What was it I thought of earlier? There was a song that I realised I hadn't heard for ages. What was that? Probably deemed terrible now. Three, four, five, six, seven. Oops. No, so kind of got a bit fed up with squares. Well, that's not true. As a crafter, we all grow in skill, and we also start a project and realise, actually, I'm not going to like that. It's the same with, painting colours in your house. You can have a beautiful colour, but you then paint a wall in it and go, gee, God, no, and go out and buy another tin of paint. And basically the squares were producing that reaction in me, in that there's nothing wrong with the squares. I've got 9 beautiful squares. But if I sew them together and hang them in a window, well, the joints are going to be noticeable from outer space, right? And, well, I found I could do better. So if I just reach through and grab these, now, let's put those over there a second. So, there's a story that goes with this. Now, these are 3 strips. This was 1, 2 and 3. I joined 1 and 2 and I made this, which has, hang on, let me find something dark to go behind it, because this is definitely more easily seen with a solid background. So, put it back the way it was. You'll notice that there is a bold line here. Now, the bold line is not offensive, and in fact, on this very join, I knew I was giving up on the squares. In part, let me pick it up because, well, my camera's not doing zooms at the moment, but you can see there are gaps. While it's bold, there are gaps, right? So that although it is a join, it could be part of the pattern, right? And then I had a brainwave and tried join number 2. Now, you'll notice that there's like this slightly kind of almost like a fold line down it. This is because technically those circles, because they're, well, circle-ish, right? But those circles are slightly bigger than all the other circles. And that's because I only sewed one side. If I'd come back the way I came, they probably would be absolutely not noticeable, which is what we're going to try when we add this one. That's right, picking them in order, which is strip number 4. So we will join those 2 together, and we will then pick a join, and we will practice it upon strip number 5. Because we do need to practice it, because obviously the final strip's are going to be 1 metre long. I've got to be decent at it or it's going to look like, the dog chewed it. I am currently working on strip number 6. Why? Because all of these, in these 3, are based off exactly the same pattern, just with a variation on how the spiders in the 2 spots work. So there's a larger one and a smaller one, and in essence, the pins were the same for all. It was just twisties that made the difference. Here are alternative motifs to put in to the net curtain. And there will be a great voting. I will put it out for everyone to vote on. And I will encourage you to find your friends, and because the more votes, the more decisions made, right? I reserve the right to ignore all of you if I completely disagree. So, for example, if you pick one of these 3, I will kill you and ignore you. I won't kill you, but I will absolutely ignore you. These are not a problem per se, but if you look, it looks like there's a line between these 3, but there actually isn't. But what it is there's one of these little spots that you can't quite see. There he is. one of these little spots, and the way it lines up makes it look like there's a line. So we do not want that in our curtain. So it would, even if we pick those, we're not doing the same diamond around the outside. We will do these kinds of diamonds around the outside if we pick one, because they look a little bit more solid and sensible, frankly. So there's 4 motifs left to do. So this will take us down to about here. Thank you for the follow. So I... Hello, Naughty Cat. Good to see you back, my friend. But yeah, so the idea of all of this is we are now going to make strips. So each strip will be 1 metre long. I technically need 6, but I'm going to make 7 because, well, that allows us to do maybe, say, large, small, large, and then small, large, small, so that we have a bit of variety. We have not yet decided. But that will come once we've picked some motifs to go on it. So there are lots of choices that we have ahead of us, and I'm terrible at choices, hence I will be asking for opinions. Now, of course, they are only opinions, but I have some that I like, but at the same time, once, like I said, with the colour on your wall, I might love it amongst some friends. Do I really want an entire curtain of it? Maybe not. But basically, this strip will make this as wide as the window requires, right? And I can check my sizing then as well. And decide how much a 7th strip would be a problem, if it would be a problem. We also need to decide whether we're going to do snakes on every strip or just the outsides. There's lots of choices, and this is why my brain can't cope. But I don't hold a lot of hope for these. These are the I'll chuck them in, but I'm really not hopeful variety. My favourites are, or my personal ones I'm drawn to, let's put it that way, are already on the table, kind of thing. But it's I'm looking forward to these because strips seem to work up a lot quicker, which is also a bonus. But also so yeah, I'm looking forward to making more strips. But as I say, these strips will end up being 1 metre long, which is, these are not exactly 1/4 of a strip, but they are getting close because we kind of didn't bother with the bottom bit because, well, we were testing the motifs, not the strips particularly. So that's what I mean by making strips. But we have plans, and I'm kind of excited for my plans. And I'm pleased with the joins that I have managed so far, because obviously they are fairly, well, the current plan is that it will be fairly invisible. Oh look, this one's kind of run out of string. Let's sort you out. Is that a bit more string to you? It's not string, it's thread, but it's the same shit. It's funny how, if it's really, really fine, it's thread. Once it gets a bit thicker, it's string. And once it gets thicker than that, it's rope. I mean, but it's the same shit, really. It's all made in exactly the same way. Although you don't tend to get cotton rope, you can. And for those who were following my earlier exploits in lace, where I proved that I had an utter detestment for things called picots. Now, I don't see the point of a picot. It's one of those, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. But picots basically tend to go on the outside of your work. And to me, they look like fucked up pinholes. As you can see from this, as she says, as you can't see it all. Hang on. Let's bring back the dark thing. If I do this, hopefully it will focus on it. There you go. You can see that along that top edge, it looks like buggered up pinholes. Well, but I did make, successfully, a bunch of picots. So with that in mind, I was feeling pleased with that. But this was done in linen. However, this is stiff as hell. I mean, it's not even sagging a tiny bit. And I'm holding on to it by not a lot, look. I'm holding it on by the ends of its thread. And it's not sagging. It's too stiff for what we want. Because realistically, I would love to have made this out of linen. Because, you know, traditionally household goods are made out of linen. But you go with the materials you can get, and I kind of like this stuff, which is allegedly similar in use to linen, but it's technically cotton. So, see, look, Nautical, your knot works beautifully. I was explaining it to someone earlier. Because she discovered there's another version where you make this complicated slip knot and try and do it. And she was saying how much easier that was than the one she'd originally found. And I kind of went, well, you can do this one. And so, see how she gets on with that. No. Knees and tables. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Let me see where I want to be. No, I didn't share the video, but I explained what you'd done, and I explained that a friend had shown me how to do this. If you're, I was going to ask you, because I wouldn't share it without your permission, so, because I seem to recall you said to me it wasn't directly listed, so, I was going to ask you at some point later. But you are definitely, it's definitely a good knot, because seriously, the knot she'd done was the most complicated looking thing ever. Well, it wasn't, but she'd done like, she bought this, obviously there's an incoming thread and it had gone, I'm trying to think how the picture went, but it kind of gone down and round and up and through, and then you had to try and poke the other one through it and yank it, and that's not quite the same, I don't think. That doesn't sound the same in my head, because in hers there's only 2 bits that overlap and one just kind of loops through the other, so that doesn't sound like the same deal to me whatsoever. Nautical is a god, a knot master, by the way, for those who do not know Nautical. Nautical is cool. And has been known to do his own Facebook streaming. What we will do is we will do this motif. You can tell the weather's changed, my guts are playing up. We will do the motif in the middle and call it a day. So we've got to fill in this little bit here, which sounds easy enough, and it is easy enough, but got a bit to do that, so let's play you. And we need you, like that. Actually, we don't need you yet. Let's put you over there a minute. Grab a couple of you. You're too short. Well, this one's going to be useless in a minute. Let's add a bit more string to this. I mean, we knew there were quite a few bobbins that didn't have a lot on. Oh. Well, it's always polite to ask. That's always the key thing, is it not? Because, you know, it's not like you pointed me to a pre-made video on a list and went, yeah, I've covered this before, go and do this. It was one that you gave to me that I know was not listed. So I would never hand it out without asking, because I'm not like that. Hello, Rory. Yes, you're a good boy. A bit long. Right, where am I? I am back here somewhere. Needing a pin. Not quite sure how I ended up over there, but there we go. Your stuff doesn't tend to do the beep, hey Naughty Celt's gone live. I have to be on Facebook looking, and if you are live when I look, it will come up and say Naughty Celt is doing something live, and then I'll come and see it. It doesn't actually send me a beep saying, hey Liz, log in, Naughty Celt's doing stuff. So, no, I didn't see it. And if you've done it and it's gone, it doesn't tend to tell me I missed it either. But I think that's partly a Facebook thing. Yeah, and I think, and that's partly why, of course, I never know if I've missed one, is because, well, it's gone by the time, unless I catch you doing it, kind of thing. You know, it's a bit like, a bit like Naughty Children. If I don't catch you doing it, I've got no proof who did it, you know. for you. I kind of did the same to some co-workers, so yeah, I know what it's like. With all due respect to some of the people I work with, we had our first productive team meeting yesterday. Well, that's a good thing. We you know, I'm sure I speak for others. We would not have appreciated you to hear you being stabbed. So, I'll have to tell you the story of the girl I got, and the kid we looked after, at some point. It's definitely not one for the open air, shall we call it. They got their dues, but we didn't lay a finger on any of them. We just scared the living crap out of them, which was, of course, the point. And I'm sure her parents, well, I'm sure all of their parents would not have approved, but then, well, that's part of the reason we had to do it, because they weren't doing their parents, so... maybe if you'd done more of your bit, we wouldn't have done it for you, kind of deal, you know. Sounds a bit like when Trev went out to the people who were bullying the poor kid. Poor boy knocked on our door, absolutely petrified. It was like, can I come in and find my parents? Yeah, of course you can. Come in. Yeah. What's the matter? Oh, they're being really horrible. And you could see he was properly petrified. So Trev went out and scared them. I won't say how, because, well, it's probably not his finest moment, but I totally agreed. Kid was given a permanent invite to come back should he ever need it, you know. I don't like bullies. I stopped a cat fight earlier this week under the same principle. My neighbours have got a 14-year-old cat, and she loves that cat. Oh God, she loves that cat. And I heard kind of going on outside, and so I went out there to, you know, boot one, not hers obviously, and scared the crap out of it. It ran off, and her cat is one of the most timid cats you will ever see, right? But even though I won't say I'm its friend now, it has definitely realised that I stood up for it, because it was being phenomenally brave for it. Later the next day, because my neighbours dropped around going, hey, we went down the pub and we had extra food, so we brought it home for you. Excellent. Well done. I feel a bit like the old lady next door that you take pity on, only I'm only about 7 years older than they are. But, you know, I'll take it. Free food. Not going to argue there, you know. It was nice too. Of course it was nice. But yeah. Because, you know, after the cat fight, I sent her a message saying, you know, you might want to check your cat. You know, that cat was bullying her again. And she was like, oh, thanks for that. And she was shaking. The cat was shaking up, but it was alright. But as I say, the next day, the cat kind of all but wanted to come and say hello to me. You could see it was trying to, and it couldn't quite get the balls up. Yeah. Bullying people in front of me is not one of your wisest decisions. Ask the lady in Tesco's, that one. There was a girl on the till, and she wasn't very old. She was doing a perfectly good job. She was talking to me. She was being jolly, and someone, maybe her supervisor, maybe just someone older than her, I don't know, strolled up to her and started having a pop about how she'd handled the previous customer. And she was giving her she was tearing her a new one, right? And she kind of paused for breath, so I tore a new one out of her, and she kind of didn't know what to do with it. And I said, how unprofessional are you? You know? No, and that's the kind of stuff I do. But this poor girl, the look on her face when I started ripping her manager one was because if you've got a problem, you ask her to take a break, find someone to cover, and you go and tell her in private. You do not strip her down in the middle of Tesco's, as I am now stripping her down right in the middle of Tesco's. And I'm blessed with large lungs, shall we call it, and a voice that carries like no other. And so the whole of Tesco's was aware she was getting a stripping, and she knew that because it kind of went quiet as things do, you know. The ears perk up from behind all the aisles. I am talking a big Tesco. I'm not talking like a little, you know, kind of, you know, corner shop Tesco. I'm talking a proper big one. The whole thing went really quiet as I stripped her off. And the kid looked at me after and went, thank you. And I went, she's prepared to do it in front of others. She can be prepared to take it in front of others. And, you know, it is always unprofessional to correct people not only in front of a client, but in front of their peers. You do it in private. Maybe she'll understand now. She'll probably get, I can imagine that kid got questions. Who was that lady? And she'll go, I don't know. It's like, she must know you. Nope. I have no idea who either of them were, but not on my watch, lady. You do not bully someone younger than you for no reason. She'd done everything right with my service, so don't be bullying her in front of me. If you were stopping her doing something stupid, like I was 16 and I'm trying to buy, you know, 15 bottles of booze, that would be slightly different. But no, I'm an old fart, and no, don't do that. Not today. We don't do that. There was a girl, I'll tell you about my one, which was the girl I passed in my car. And I lived down a road that had a pavement down one side and people's gardens the other. And she decided that walking down the pavement was too much effort for her, so she was trouncing through people's gardens. And as I was driving down, she stepped off in front of me. Well, I moved, just not as much as maybe I should have done, or more accurately, could have done, and I clipped her bag deliberately. Scared the bejesus out of her. Well, look where you're going, love. You just stepped into the road, and it's not like I've got an electric car that's quiet. I actually had a sports car at the time, so it makes quite a bit of noise. And it was kind of like, love, no. So yeah, maybe you'll understand now why there is a pavement and why, my friend, you should be on it. You were also not facing the oncoming traffic, otherwise you'd have known I was coming, so you were breaking so many of the rules about walking on lanes in the country, even though it's not a country lane, but you've just been stupid, love, so I clipped her bag. what a shame. Oh, dear stream, let's pause to mourn their stupidity. Right, that'll do. I do love when kind of people like that get their dues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the same when you see some of the short videos of people getting their, you know, their karma paid back pretty quick. You know, Karen takes a swing at someone, slips and lands in a puddle, you know, that kind of stuff. I do enjoy those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you cooler now, little one? Is that why you're having the gurzies? Roo. Her. Hey! We will not have that. No, we do not. We do not go for the death battle here. Yeah, you can have a bit of respect for that. Because to be fair, most kids will peg it, and whoever gets left behind, well, you should have pedalled faster, you know. Got to work out if I need this one or not. Yes, I do. Right. This is going to be a big one to do, so I need all of you and all of you bar one. Don't be looking at me like I'm you know, I'm going to save you. This is coming off. Just making them a bit longer so they're all roughly the same. Now one of these, I think it was this one. No, spin that one then. Yeah, that one. I need to put something around that one to note it for post-stream surgery. I know what I've got. Sin hat. We haven't had sin hats for a while, have we? So let's just check it. Is this one? Yes, it's this one. Put a sin hat round the bottom. There we go. Right. Basically the top's coming off, so I need to glue it back down. Right. So... This is going to be a long journey. Let's put you up there and you up there. Right, gives us a bit more space because we're going to need it. Because basically I've got to cross all of these to the other side. Like we do on the little ones. But on the way across. It is. Well, yeah. Sadly, the youth do not like listening to the old. But they forget we were young once. I've missed the thing. I need... Is it you? Yes, it's you. Like that. You back in there. So now you go together. And you go round. I only need one of you. There you go. Like this. Actually, that might not be my brightest move. Let's undo that a sec. The reason is that I might need to snuggle it up a bit more. We'll see. Let's put you back over there. Didn't twist them. Yes, I did. Right, I'm going to put you under there. Keep you out of the way. Put you out of the way. And I need you. No, I need to do the things first. Do first. Put them back. Leave them alone. time to clean the camera. Okay. Okay. Other than the bit where I forgot to twist the little bits before the snake, it's looking alright. Right, and on that note, so, for those who can't quite see it, put it on screen, there you go. There's my cathedral arch that we've just worked on. I hope you enjoyed joining me today. I know I've not been the most talkative person. I do need to get an early night, but it's like 10 o'clock already. But yes. And for Nautical, who hopefully is still listening, August the 11th, they are talking 37 degrees. We need to start prepping, dude. I mean, it's going to make 35 plus here. I think it's marginally cooler a bit towards you, but not might as well be, especially with the humidity around here. So, if you thought we had hot before, it's going to be freaking evil. And so when it was as hot as Satan's left ballsack earlier, now it's going to be between Satan's ballsacks. So yes, something. Well, at least you've got the fact that in the evening there tends to be a breeze in from the sea. We're in a dip. We don't get breezes. Which is why it's like 23 degrees in here at the moment. But I may have to bring the aircraft fan down because it sounds like a Harrier. But all that really seems to do is attract bugs' life and make a lot of noise. But we shall see. If it gets too hot, I will choose to sleep rather than stream because, well, I'd rather sleep through it, to be honest. But we shall see. We've got 2 weeks till it happens, so yeah, can't say I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, 33C in calendar's probably not that great either. I mean, I don't know what your humidity's like, but around here it's about 60-something% at the moment. Might be a bit more than that, actually. Hang on. What have we got on the old duty? Hang on. Oh, our current humidity, just, I need you to sit down, 88%. But that is partly because it's trying to rain, so. But, yeah. If we get anything like that at 30, I'm going to be melting in the corner. So I thought I'd warn everybody in advance, just in case. But yes, hopefully I will be back tomorrow evening with more of the same. We will continue down and see how we get on. Yeah, I'm not designed for heat. I'm also not designed for cold either, to be honest. But at least it's easier to warm up your house by turning the fire and the heating on. In England, we don't have aircon, so cooling houses down is just not something that happens. And our houses are designed to hold in the heat. So we just roast in the evening and then we get grumpy about it. So yeah. Hopefully I shall see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me today. For those of you who are new today, thank you very much. I do hope to see you again. Take care, everybody. Have a good day wherever you are, and don't do anything I wouldn't. It doesn't roll out a lot, but never mind. Take care. Bye-bye.